What's up, you guys? My name is Aaron Oster. I am a #1 best-selling author, and today I'm going to talk about how to write your first draft. Throughout this video, I'm going to be talking about different things that you could do to get your first draft started. I don't know how to screen share, so I'm just going to be leaving handy screenshots right up there with each step when I'm talking about it to give you guys an example so you're not completely lost. So with that said, let's get right into it. So, the first step to writing a book: watch a whole bunch of movies. You think I'm joking, right? No, I am dead serious. Watch a whole bunch of movies. Read some more books. Play some video games. This is my actual advice to you. Now, you're going to think I'm crazy, like,
Aaron, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? Watch movies? How is that going to help me write my book?
well, to answer your question, the way that I learn, or rather, the way that I do my research for a lot of my books, is that I take inspiration from the things that I watch. I enjoy playing video games, I like watching a whole bunch of anime, probably more than I should, and I read a lot of books. So, the #1 thing that you need to write your first draft is to get some inspiration. Once you have that inspiration, that's when you can actually get started. Alright, so you watched a whole bunch of movies, read your favorite books, and watched a whole bunch of anime. So, now, how do you get started? So, the first thing that I always do when I start writing a book is that I will choose the location. So, pick your world. Where do you want this book to take place? You have to pick a location. Where do you want this story to be happening? Do you want it to happen on the ocean, like a pirate story? Do you want this to happen in a gigantic castle with wizards and wands and owls? Not going to say any specific books there, but I think we all know what I'm talking about. Or you want your book to happen up in space, on a spaceship, I'm assuming, because that's what people drive in space. Basically, just choose your location. So that right there, that is your first step to getting a good story started. For the sake of this video, the location we're going to use is a beach. I know, not very imaginative, but it's the location we're going to use. It's just an example. Obviously, if you're going to build an entire world, you're not just going to use a single location like a beach. So, now that you've got a great space, a location where your story is going to happen, it's time for you to pick the people that are going to fill up that space. A great story is only as good as its main characters. So, what you gotta do is, obviously, you have to start picking who the story is going to be about. You know, where they came from, how they grew up, what their goals are, what the driving force behind what they're going to do is. Now, obviously, it's a lot of work to come up with a main character, and if you'd like, I can make an entire video just on character development. But for the sake of keeping this video relatively short, I'm just going to say you gotta pick your main characters. They have to be interesting, and they have to be someone that you're going to root for, whether they're a good guy, a bad guy. They have to be relatable. Their goals, you have to understand them, and regardless of what you do with the character, you have to make sure that they are interesting enough that your readers are going to want to follow them. For the sake of this video, we're going to pick our main character's name. His name is going to be Kevin. His defining characteristics are that he's a surfer dude. He lost his parents at a young age. They were all killed in a horrible car accident, and he is now convinced that someone was responsible for their deaths. Okay, so now that you've picked your main character, you know where he or she lives, now it's time to actually start laying out the story. So, don't just start writing. That is a big mistake, because you will end up writing yourself into a corner, you won't know what happens next, and you'll just give up. So, what you should do is start off with bullet points. Just make a list, 1 or 2 sentences about what the character is going to do, where they're going to go. You can see we've already got Kevin up there. He's a surfer bro. He enjoys Mai Tais, and his entire family was killed in a car accident. So that's given you his character, his motivation, the reason for why he's doing what he's doing. And now I'm putting up a bunch of bullet points about where he is going to go. So you've written down all your bullet points. Now what do? Well, now is where you write your story outline. Literally just 5 or 6 pages to expand on those ideas. Now, I'm not going to write out an entire story outline about Kevin the surfer bro and how he goes on a road trip to find the man who killed his parents or whatever. But, I mean, I feel like you guys have gotten the idea by now. So, take the bullet points, expand on that, write out 5 or 6 pages, and from there, you should be able to write out your first draft. I'm sure a lot of you guys are saying, like,
What do you mean just write out my whole first draft? That's crazy, man. How am I supposed to do that? How do I just write out an entire draft, like 100,000 words out of like 6,000? How is that even possible?
and for that, I'd say read more books. Just, you can fill a lot of that space with dialogue, with action scenes, describing the scenery. A lot of books are filled with fluff, so to speak, but it's not really fluff. You're painting a world for your audience to see. Remember, you don't have the advantage of a screen, you don't have the advantage of pictures, you don't have any of that stuff. So it's up to you to paint a picture that they can imagine using only your words. So while it might seem impossible to write that many words off of just a few, once you start writing, you know what you're doing, you have an outline, you have your characters, you have your setting, you're going to find that you have a much, much easier time writing that first draft. I'm not going to say you won't have any trouble, but you will have a much easier time writing that first draft than if you did no preparation at all and just dove right in. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching another video. Please subscribe, tell your friends about it, like the video. Also, go buy my books on Amazon. Just look up my author name, Aaron Oster. I've got a whole bunch of books. I actually released a book today, July 9th, when I'm recording this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.